Alright, this is a video about setting the timing on a 1990 Mazda Miata. Obviously we took off the air intake and we take loose the tensioners and the belts from the alternator and power steering and all that stuff. You know, remove the spark plug wires and take the valve cover off. And we take the crank pulley off of there, and I had to take the sway bar out of there. Since I left the radiator in this time, since I'm not doing a water pump, I just got the sway bar laying there. But I have to get the sway bar out of the way to be able to get the 21mm socket on the crank bolt. And turning the crank bolt over and putting, I put a socket extension in there and rotate it around to top dead center to where these marks all line up with the pulley boss pin there and the mark there behind the crank gear, and we're at top dead center there. And then I believe that was with the belt off. I took the belt off. You loosen this tensioner right over here, and there's a spring on it, and if you take this spring loose, then you can move the tensioner over and re-secure it out of the way and take the belt off. So when I got the crank and the piston in the one cylinder all the way to top dead center, then we rotate these cam gears around until the E is at the top and this I lines up with this mark over here, and also the intake there lines up with this exhaust mark there. And then we're pulling the belt super tight and getting it on there, and I had to keep a 14mm on this cam gear here to keep it exactly where I wanted it, where I laid the belt in. And then once I laid the belt in there, I had to secure it with the zip tie and run it across and do the same thing on this intake